Yo ho ho, ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, children of all ages, back like we never left. Today we have a Mac repair, an Imac A2116 EMC3195. Alright, we have a cracked screen today. I'm not sure if you can see it, but all in this area here, starting from this origin point, we got a fan break on our screen. So we're going to remove it, test a new screen, and hopefully try to reattach it. See how we do. What I personally use is a wedge tool with a rotating wheel. Start off in any corner you like. What you want to do is get in between the screen and the case. You'll see yourself going in like that, as you can see. So, what you want to do is apply a little pressure and roll. As you remove, I would suggest gloves and or eye protection depending on your affinity with moving these. As you can see, I do it a lot, so I'm a little more comfortable with it. But safety. Alright, so you put the screen on, make sure everything's good. As you can see, doesn't matter. Now that we have it, we can remove our power. Your power's on the rear of the case. Make sure there's none. And you want to free the rest of your adhesive. When you use the wheel, it frees it up, but it doesn't release everything. So now that you got it, or open, you can see here. Alright guys, so what you want to do is right here is your screen power cord. You want to attempt to remove that. And also, the display cable, there's a flap on it. Slide it out, and that will free your screen. Okay, you have some adhesive here. Peel that away. There's some prying. There you go. The screen is free. Alright, so once your screen is free, here's your iMac. This is your motherboard, power supply, fan, speakers, Wi-Fi, processors behind this plate. That's pretty much what the inside of an iMac looks like. Nothing special, basic computer. So, we want to try our new screen. Here we go. And what you want to do is try your best to replace the old cables. This one already has a temperature sensor, but your display cable, your temperature sensor usually is replaced. You pull it off your old monitor. Alright, so we're going to add our display cable. And proceed with our test. Reconnecting display cable and the power cord. Now reapplying power. And testing. Alright, so this is obviously a bad screen. We're getting power, but it's flickering. Test a different screen. Sometimes that happens when you buy some screens. power. Test unit. And there you go, guys. You got a display. Let's verify the power's all the way up. I think that's good enough. You have our loading button, our loading indicator, so we know it's good. Alright, so remove the screen again. Alright, so the next step, you need to remove the adhesive that's around the border. Okay, this one, 2. That's what you have to do. Adhesives. Doesn't matter start. Don't struggle. You want all the numbers facing you. Just about right. Last one. Alright, as you can see, all of our adhesives are in place. Just make sure all the numbers are facing you. That's usually a confusion for most people. They get caught up on the color of the backing as opposed to the numbers facing you. It tends to be confusing, causes issues at the bottom, obviously, as you can see. Now that everything is set, all our adhesives are good, you want to inspect your replacement screen. In my case, my replacement screen is a donor from another bad unit. Had a good screen and a bad case or bad motherboard for whatever reason, so we're robbing Peter to pay Paul. What we want to do next is remove the adhesive from our old screen, our donor screen. Right. And I'm only doing this awkwardly because I don't have space, but ideally you would be in a better location for this. Okay, so just like that, guys. If these adhesive strips are from a factory or from someplace reputable, it should be easy to pull off. I've had situations where they weren't from a great place, and this took forever. So ideally, yours peels off in strips. It's a lot easier for you to remove, as mine was. Alright. Now that our adhesives are removed, display cable, temperature sensor is there, Everything seems legit. What I do is I mount my screen, line up everything, make sure we're all good, connect my cables, display first, seeing as it's at the bottom, it's usually harder to get to if your power cable's already plugged in. And from that point, I start removing my adhesives. Start with the bottom, so slightly lift your screen, pull your tabs. Oh, that is. Right. Line up your edges, make sure everything is flush. Continue to remove your adhesive backing. Make any adjustments you need to before you clamp it down. Now usually, personally, while the screen's still open and I'm holding it open, I like to power it on, verify that we still have functionality. And as you can see, we have an image on the screen. Make sure your camera is aligned. Can't really mess it up. If it doesn't fit, it won't go in. There's a peg for it. Smooth out your edges. Make sure that all points of contact with your adhesive in the screen, you apply pressure to it to make sure you have no screen sag later. Right. Nice wipe down, fix. Alright. Now, the adhesive strips, in my opinion, are not set it and forget it. I like to use some blue tape. Painter's tape. Whatever you like to call it. Secure my edges down, starting from the front, applying pressure to the tape as I lay it back. If and when you apply tape to your screen, avoid your sensors in front of your camera. There's an ambient light sensor there, and if you block it, you can get a dark screen or other issues. And there we go, guys. Screen is replaced in the boots. That's all, folks. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for joining me on another repair.